So they asked me if I wanted to buy it. I'm sorry. My dog decided he wants to join the party. So I should probably start this by telling you guys that I have Amazon Prime, 2-day free shipping, and I have a shopping problem. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey Darling, and I am going to be doing a baby items I regret purchasing today. If you see me looking to the side, it's because my son is napping and I have his baby monitor, so I'll just be kind of keeping track of what he's doing over there. Another thing that I want to say to start this video is that obviously every baby is different, every mom is different. What I like, you guys might not like, and what I don't like, you guys might absolutely love. There's actually a couple items in here that I've seen in people's must-have videos over and over and over again, and I bought them and they're in my baby items I regret buying. So just because it didn't work for my son doesn't mean it won't work for you guys. My son is 3 months old. I am a first-time mom, so when I tell you that I watched all of these videos, I watched all of these videos, okay? Everything I bought probably came from one of these videos. I was crazy about YouTube, crazy about Google. I'm just one of those moms that researched absolutely everything, and now I have my own opinions and I have my own tips and tricks and what I want to do for my next baby. So I kind of want to put this out there just to kind of help you guys so that you kind of know a little bit about these products and why it did or didn't work for us. So the thing I also want to say, guys, at the beginning of this video is that I did not purchase all of these items by myself. A lot of them, or some of them, I got from my baby registry. But that being said, thank you to all the people that purchased these for me. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate that. I was the person that put them on my registry and they just bought what I had wanted, and that's my fault. But you just never know until you get the products, until you try the products. So I didn't fully purchase all these by myself. I got some from my baby registry. But again, I had put them on my registry to begin with. Make sure you guys stick around, by the way, because I'll be doing a video of all of the baby must-haves that I used for my newborn. But anyways, let's get right into the video. The first thing, and I'm telling you, I didn't know how to swaddle a baby before I had Jackson. And there's so many things on the market. And when I was doing my research, it was like, okay, you need burp cloths, you need swaddle blankets, you need receiving blankets. So I bought them all because I thought I needed to. And these are the swaddle blankets that we got. And they come in a pack of like 4 or something. I got them off Amazon. And you know, we don't use them. And the reason that we don't use them is we've tried, but they just, because of the material that they are, you just can't get a really tight wrap. And we're not the best at baby swaddling. We actually had the nurse come back into the room and try and help us figure out how to swaddle Jackson because it was not going well. So, but these just don't stay tight, and Jackson's kind of like strong and mischievous, so he breaks loose of swaddles pretty easily. So with these, I just could never get really a super tight wrap, and then he would break loose from them, and I didn't feel comfortable with him sleeping in them. So we just really don't use these. And the thing that I have decided that I love is blankets like this, but in a jersey form. So they're like super stretchy. They are quite a bit more expensive. I bought them off Amazon. I only actually have 2. And I'll definitely invest in more for our next baby, but I didn't really want to buy a whole lot knowing that they might not work. I learned, you guys. So those are awesome because you can just swaddle them and wrap it really tight and he doesn't get out of them. And we use those all the time. So that's definitely what I would use. But these, they were just a waste of money, honestly. The next one, talking about how I bought all the blanket type thing, is just regular old burp cloths. Now, hear me out, because I do have some burp cloths that I like, but all these burp cloths that are just material, they're cute, that's why I got them. We really don't use them, and to be completely honest, we use receiving blankets for his puke up because they just absorb a lot more, they're a lot bigger, they just work better. And these, I feel like I get like 2 times of him puking out of these, and then they're going in the dirty hamper. So these have not been the best for us. I also don't feel like they're super absorbent, so they just really didn't work out. Now, I did order the Muslin burp cloths off Amazon, and those seem to work a lot better, and we still use those. They just absorb a lot more. They're a lot more lightweight, and they're just plain. You can get pink, blue, and white, I think, of the ones I ordered anyways. And I can insert a picture up here. Those are the ones that we use. And then also, like I said, we use the receiving blankets. And we literally never use these. So they take up space in the dresser, and they've just been a waste of money. Okay, so now as a first-time mom, you literally, like the most exciting thing to buy is baby clothes. And I bought all of the baby clothes. Now, I bought baby clothes. My mom went to yard sales and bought baby clothes. People sent us baby clothes. My son has a wardrobe bigger than I've probably ever had in my life, okay? And the one thing that I knew and learned so early on is in the newborn size and in the 0 to 3 month size, I seriously don't know why I got anything other than sleeper footy pajamas with zippers. When my son was a newborn, and he wasn't a super small baby, he was 7 pounds, 13 ounces when he was born, and he was in newborn clothes for 3 weeks, and then he was in 0 to 3 month clothes from 3 weeks to 7 weeks. So he really wasn't in those things very long. They just don't work very well, because when he's so little and so fragile, and I'm a first-time mom, I'm not trying to put him in all of the cute onesies with all of the cute pants and all of the little socks, because it's too hard. He's too little, and he throws up, he has blowouts, you have to change his diaper nonstop, and those things are just not easy. And you learn as a mom to find things that are easy. And these little footy pajamas with zippers, and what I totally recommend, because I have ones that don't have this, is the 2-way zippers. So they zip up from the bottom too, so you don't have to take them completely out of them to change their diaper. These are seriously what I'm gonna get my child, my next baby. Be it a boy, I'll just get more of them. A girl, I'll just get all of them. For newborn and 0 to 3 months, I seriously think this is all I'm gonna get, because that's pretty much what my baby lived in. And we had all these clothes that we didn't necessarily use. We would use them for like pictures, and that's it. Now, granted, he is in 3 to 6 months right now, and he probably will be moving on to the next size. And now we use a lot of onesies and pants, but he's bigger and it's easier. So in the beginning stages, I totally recommend these. So the next thing, every mom is going to talk about these. They're the baby mittens. And I don't really think that I went out of my way to purchase these baby mittens on their own. But they came with sets of hats, and we got them from yard sales and stuff. But I have a ton of these little baby mittens, and I've used them 2 times, guys, because Jackson did kind of scratch at his face, but I was with him a lot, and I was very careful about him doing that. And also, if you get the little pajamas that have the fold over sleeves, those are like a godsend, because then they can't fall off, and then they can't scratch themselves, and it just works awesome. Now these, we would put on him, and 2 seconds later, they would be gone. Don't know where they went, but they would be gone. Also, I was kind of afraid that he was going to get these off and get them in his mouth, especially like now he's super wants to put his fingers in his mouth all the time. So these, again, just a waste of space in our dresser. We don't use them. Now, the next thing, and so I breastfeed exclusively. I do pump here and there if I'm like a little too full or something, but I have not had the best luck with pumping, so I just don't really necessarily like it very much. I know obviously lots of moms absolutely have to pump, but I did my research and I went and got a pump through my insurance. That's a whole nother story. I did not love it. I went and got a different pump. And then I bought a hand pump, because that's something that I've seen in like a lot of must-haves and a lot of, you know, it's just easier. You can take it along with you. It's smaller. I have used this like twice. Am I really going to stand there when I don't hardly have any time to begin with, and hand pump all of the milk out? Probably not. I will say that it works good, so I'm not dissing the product at all, but it's just, if you have a regular pump that you plug into the wall and it does the work for you, you're really probably never going to use this. Now again, all moms are different. Maybe some moms swear by hand pumping. It's just something that has sat in the closet and I've hardly used, and it takes up space, and I just spent money on it that I didn't necessarily need to. Now this is one of those products that I'm gonna get comments and they're gonna be like, no girl, I use that all the time, and I see it in so many videos of baby must-haves. The boppy pillow. Okay, so I bought one of these really early on, and then I registered for another one, and so I actually have two. Don't ask me why I registered for another one. I just thought the pattern was cute, and I was like, oh, I'll use two because these are great. I took it to the hospital with me, and I kind of used it a little bit in the hospital when I was getting used to breastfeeding, and when I got home, here and there I would use it. But honestly, guys, it kind of just takes up space, and having two is just excessive. I don't know why I have two, and I don't need them, and they're a little bit awkward to breastfeed with. I would probably recommend that my breast friend, and I haven't used that, so don't quote me, but a lot of people love that because it sits flatter and it's easier. With this, I felt like my baby kind of like, because it's rounded, he just kind of fell into the crack, and it was a little bit harder to hold him. It's also like doesn't stretch the most, so we just didn't use it very much. I would just use like a regular pillow to put under me when I was breastfeeding, or I wouldn't use anything at all. I mean, he was small enough that I could just hold him and it wasn't that awkward. So yes, I have used this some. Would I buy another one? No. If anything, I think I would buy that boppy lounger so that your baby can sit up in it. I think that would be a little more useful than this. I just don't really use this, but everyone has their own preferences, and I know that this is like a must-have for a lot of people. So going on to the point of swaddles again, there's so many swaddles on the market, and we tried a lot of different kinds, and we ended up finding one early on that we loved, and I'll talk about that in my baby must-haves. But this little swaddle here, and I don't exactly know, this is like the Swaddle Me swaddle, okay? So the intent of it is to be like a blanket, but you can just put them in it, and then you just use this little Velcro. You put them in it, and then you Velcro their arms down, and it's just easier than a blanket, and they can't get out of it as easy. Now, for me, this was a no. We tried it, and he didn't really take to it very well, and I just don't understand why people put Velcro on baby swaddles, because to me, I have to get him up in the middle of the night, or he's already up in the middle of the night, and when I'm going to change his diaper, the last thing I want to do is be ripping this Velcro off of him, because I'm trying to keep all the stimulation down. I'm trying to make sure that he will go back to bed, and this is like in the middle of the night. It's so loud, and so we just did not use these. Zipper swaddles are what we loved, and then we of course just went to the regular baby swaddles with the jersey blankets. These I like tried one time, that was it, so these were a waste. And if anything, and you want to try things, see if you can get them from other moms to just try out, and then if it works out, buy them, or just buy one, and then if it works, great, you can buy more. Don't go all out and buy every product and like multiples of each one, because you're just, if you don't love it, then it's just a waste of money. So the other thing, now this is another like controversial item because some moms need these. These were a waste. And so these are this specific one is the Lancino breast pads. You just put them in your bra for when you're leaking. These are throwaway ones. Now, I did my research of everything you needed for, breastfeeding, everything you needed postpartum, and you are just totally unique, and what you are gonna like is different than what other people are gonna like, and what you're gonna need is different than what other people are gonna need. So with these, I got like this whole bag, I'm pretty sure came from freebies from when I got the bags from registering and all that. That's all you need, honestly. Just keep those freebies. If you need them and you need them a lot, then go through your freebies and then order off Amazon and get them in 2 days and get a bunch more if you need it. Now for me, I got all these freebies and then I went on Amazon and I bought 2 huge boxes. Apparently I thought I was gonna be like a milk machine, which I don't have a problem. I do produce a decent amount of milk, but I just don't really leak. And when I do leak, it's because I'm feeding him on one side, and breast milk is like gold and I'm not trying to lose that. And so I put an LV curve on the other side, which is like a haka, and catch all of the extra milk, and then I freeze it. So I have so much built up milk just from doing that and hardly pumping. So I just don't use those ever. And I wish I would have just stuck with the freebies and not went and ordered these huge boxes off Amazon that I'm never gonna use. So talking about breastfeeding as well, the next thing is, and like I said, these might be a godsend for some people, but these are the nipple shields. Now, I ordered these kind of like on a whim a week before I went in to give birth, and everyone was like, oh, they might not latch well, it's gonna hurt super bad, and you're gonna want these nipple shields. So when I started breastfeeding in the hospital, I was like, this is hard. And I didn't know if it was something that I was gonna be able to keep up. You're also like under a lot more pressure when you're at the hospital because of the nurses being there, and you're a first time mom and you wanna get it right. And he wasn't latching super great, and I didn't think he was getting a lot of colostrum, and I was like, he's gonna starve because first time mom, guys. But I did not need these. Yes, I did get a little bit sore in the first week of breastfeeding, but that Lancino nipple cream works just fine. I don't think that this really would have stayed on super well and would have done the trick, but if I would have needed it and I would have thought it would have worked, I could have just ordered it afterwards. I don't know why I went through and ordered all this stuff thinking it's got to be in this house when I bring my baby home because I'm gonna need it. No, girl, the internet and shipping and all that, that's what that's for. Get your bare essentials. When you bring the baby home, if you need anything else, order it. It'll get here. You won't die without it, okay? So the next thing I'm going to talk about, and this is like one of those things, you're going to look at me like I'm crazy, okay? But bottles. And I'm not saying that bottles are a regret and you shouldn't buy bottles. Obviously, bottles are pretty much essential for having a baby. They're the way that we feed them if you do not breastfeed. At first, when I did my registry, I was like, okay, I want these Philips Advent bottles. They're cute. They are similar to a breast shape, so I can breastfeed and use these. So I registered for these. Now, I got like a pack from at my baby shower, but they were a little bit bigger size. So I went out and bought all of these and the small size nipples. I was like, yep, we're using these. Then I was like, well, what if he doesn't take just this bottle? I had baby list for part of my registry. So I went on there and I ordered that bottle sample box where you can just get like 5 different bottles. And I ordered that and we used that as well. Now, early on, I only breastfed, and then probably at about a month old, I decided I needed to start introducing some bottles because I would be going back to work at 3 months and I wanted to make sure he would take a bottle. It was a little bit hard to get him to take a bottle. I did end up getting him to take the Dr. Brown's bottle. That wasn't even a bottle that I bought. That was something I got free in one of those bags that you get. And he took it and I'm like, whoo, girl, he's gonna be a Dr. Brown's baby. So I pretty much gave all of my other bottles to my friend who's having a baby soon because I was like, I don't need these. And I went on Amazon. Amazon is so dangerous. I went on Amazon and I bought a big pack of these tall ones, you know, that hold 8 ounces. I bought a pack of the small ones that hold 4 ounces. I bought all of the nipples for all of the sizes, newborns and the size 2s and the size 3s. I bought the caps. Like, I bought them all because I was like, my baby is a Dr. Brown's baby. And so we kind of like stopped the bottle feeding. I should have kept doing it. That's another video in itself. I was just too worried that I would hurt my supply. I didn't necessarily want to pump and do bottles, so we just kept doing breastfeeding. Now, my baby just turned 3 months old yesterday, and I decided I need to start introducing bottles again. So got the bottle, got an ounce in it. I always do just an ounce and then I'll breastfeed the rest. And went to give it to him. He won't take it. He literally gags when you put the nipple in his mouth. And I know that's super common, and a lot of babies just get used to breastfeeding and they don't like the foreign object in their mouth. So now I'm kind of back to square zero, where I need to try different bottles and have other people try feeding him and yada yada. So I shouldn't have went crazy and went on and bought all of these Dr. Brown's bottles like he was just going to take them. Plus, I don't know why I bought all the nipple sizes if I was just going to breastfeed him most of the time. So yes, you need bottles, but my recommendation for that is to go on the baby list, get that one box that sends you like 5 different types of bottles, see what your baby likes, try bottles early on, and keep doing bottles even if you're breastfeeding, so that he or she will take both, and then see what they like, and then order the bottles and keep using them, okay? So along with bottles, and this is going to be another crazy thing that you guys might not agree with, are pacifiers. Now, I bought some pacifiers beforehand, and I got a lot of these, the Advent soothing pacifiers from my shower, because I bought some and then people bought me some. I got a lot of the Bibs pacifiers because I think they're adorable and I really wanted him to take these ones. I bought so many pacifiers, but I didn't get a whole ton before he was born. And I've heard about the nipple confusion and how you shouldn't necessarily introduce a pacifier until a little bit later when they're super established in their breastfeeding. So I kind of tried one in the hospital, but I didn't force it because I didn't want to mess up breastfeeding. It was already hard enough. So about a week later, I really tried introducing pacifiers, and my baby just does not like them. And I tried because I know this is super controversial and some moms don't want their babies to take a pacifier. But I really did, because it's a nice soothing tool, and when you're breastfeeding, they just sometimes want to use you as a pacifier, especially at night, and that gets sore and tiring. So I really wanted him to take a pacifier so that I could just give it to him at night, or I could give it to him before he goes to nap, and he had other plans for me. So even though I tried the ones that I got from a baby shower and stuff, I decided to go online and buy every type you could think of. So I bought more of the soothing Advent ones, I had the Bibs ones, I had Tommy Tippy ones, I had every single pacifier that you can think of. I researched and I bought and I tried. I don't know why. So he ended up taking a pacifier for me a couple days, and he took the Philips soothing ones and the Bibs ones. So again, I got super excited, gave pretty much all my other pacifiers to my friend, because I'm one of those people that doesn't like to keep things around my house if I don't need them. That's kind of a bad habit because sometimes I need them later. So I got super excited. I went on Amazon and I bought like a couple more packs of these Bibs ones. So I had all sorts of colors. These Bibs pacifiers are not cheap, okay? Then he pretty much didn't take them. Then I got him to take the Philips Advent ones again, and he took them for like a week. And I'm like, this baby loves these. This is awesome. I'm so excited. So I went on Amazon and I bought these blue ones because I only have the green ones, and I wanted some different ones. And I thought, I need a lot of these because he loves these pacifiers. And he took them for like a week. And then he hit one of those leaps and started getting a little fussier and had some transitions. And now he will not take a pacifier. So my baby took a pacifier for like maybe a week and a half total, and he's 3 months old. So the fact that I have like 50 million pacifiers is a total waste of money. Get just a small pack of like 2 of a couple different kinds. Try them. If your baby likes it, use those 1 or 2 pacifiers like literally until they break, and then buy more. Or make sure that you use them for weeks and then buy more. I was just crazy, went online, bought so many pacifiers, and I don't need them. Along with pacifiers, I went and purchased all of these really cute passy clips early on, and this isn't something that I went and bought afterwards, thank God. But I bought a lot of those because I thought my baby, like, babies love pacifiers, so I'm like, he'll take one, no big deal. I have all these cute passy clips, and now obviously I don't have any purpose for them. So that was just another thing that maybe buy one, and if your baby loves a pacifier, then you can use that passy clip, and if you end up needing more, then purchase them after the fact. Now this, guys, is the last item in person that I'm going to show you, and then I have a few more things to talk about, and I will just add pictures so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this is the DockATot. Now I lied, I have one more thing to show you. So I am one of those people that I kind of get sucked into all the internet stuff, all the ads, and I buy all these things that are probably too expensive. I did not buy this DockATot before I had my baby. I was like, nope, it's expensive, it's extra, I don't need it. So I went and bought an Amazon DockATot knockoff little bed, and we actually really liked it, and it was cheap. I can link that one down below. And then my baby had really bad issues in the beginning with having his nights and days mixed up, and he wasn't sleeping well at night at all. And I was doing all this research, and everybody swore by these DockATots, and they're not something that you should leave your baby in sleeping in during the night. It should only be supervised sleeping, but obviously people just do what works best for them sometimes. So in all the reviews that I read, they would put their babies in these at night, and they would let them sleep, and they were like, he or she is sleeping 6 hours straight, like, just because of the DockATot. This is a miracle. And I got sucked into it. Probably one night when it was like 11 o'clock at night, I was sleep deprived, I was desperate, and I'm like, I'm ordering one. So I went on Buy My Baby. I ordered this DockATot, and then I ordered an extra cover because my baby is like super pukey, and so I knew I would need an extra cover. So I ordered an extra cover, and I was like, this is going to be great, right? I don't even know how much I spent, like $250, because the DockATot themselves was $175, and I think the cover was like $60. I don't even remember. So I spent a lot of money on this, got it, and I was like, okay, this isn't really as big as I thought it was going to be, which I guess that's the purpose, because it's supposed to represent like a womb, and so it's supposed to be kind of fitted. My baby is kind of big for his age. He's in the 80th percentile in height and weight and everything. So when I first got it, he was already like a month, maybe a little older, and he kind of was like big in it. So I was like, oh great, I spent so much money on this, and how long am I actually going to be able to use it for? And then I realized that it's so like constricting to the sides that I was afraid to leave him in it at night, because if he turned side to side, I thought maybe he would get his little face up against it, and I didn't want any suffocation hazards. So it wasn't something I personally was comfortable leaving him in at night, and that's kind of the purpose of why I bought it. I have used it at night if he doesn't really want to go to bed right away, and me and my husband are laying in bed. We'll put it between us and put him in it for a little while, or I have put him in it like if I take a shower maybe, and he's just sitting outside of the shower so that I can take a shower and he's sleeping. But that's few and far between. Really what I use, if I'm showering in the beginning, I would use the baby bouncer and then a swing, and I will just keep a baby monitor on him. So that was so not worth the money, guys. And I know that a lot of people swear by them. And maybe if I would have bought it when he was just a newborn, I would have used it more. And with my next baby, I'm definitely going to try, because I spent so much money on it. But the other thing about it is that the cover is super hard to get off, in my opinion. And if he pukes on it and then I have to put it in the wash and put a new cover on it, it's just not simple. And I need simple things because I have a newborn. So I think next time I kind of want to try that Snuggle Me bed that just has the cover that goes over it like a pillowcase, and it comes on and off super, super easy. And it also seems and looks, and I've heard, is really soft. The material on these DockATots really isn't soft. It's not that comfortable. Now I swear this is the last thing that I'm going to show you in person, is one of these baby wraps. Now, I'm not saying you don't need a baby wrap, because again, so many people love these. I have used it, but I really wish I would have done my research. and got one of those baby wraps that already is pretty much put together. You just put on, it's already like tied in the back, and then you can just slip your baby in. Or maybe one of the slings that everyone talks about, which I don't have. Now this is intimidating when you pull it out of the package, and it's just like miles and miles of material. And I ended up having to have my husband help me try to figure out how to put this thing on. We got it on. Once you get it on, you can't really get it that tight, but that's just me. I haven't used it very much. And then when I put my baby in it, for one, it's a process to get your baby in that. And then he was like fussy by the time I got him in it. So then you're taking him out again, or it kind of doesn't feel like it supports him enough. So then I found myself kind of holding him as I'm walking around the house with it, which kind of defeats the purpose of having one to begin with. So again, I think I would get one that's like already put together because I need easy and I just want to put it on, be able to pop him in it. And then I also have one of like the structured carriers, and that I tend to use more because I can take my hands away, I can walk around, and I don't feel like he's gonna fall out of it. So I really like that. So the other couple things I'm gonna talk about, I'm just gonna put pictures up for you guys to see. So one of the things that I got is the swing that I got. Now, early on when I was in the store, and when I was doing my registry, I had registered online for the Fisher-Price like puppy swing. And when I got to Target, I was looking at them and I was like, okay, that's kind of ugly. It's not very aesthetically pleasing. I don't love it. Plus, I wanted minimalism because my house isn't huge, which obviously is kind of surprising by what I just showed you. So I wanted something, and when I seen this swing, and it's a Graco swing, and I'll put the picture right here, when I seen that it was a bouncer and a swing in one, I was like, yeah, because then I can just pop it off, take the bouncer around the house, put it back on. It saves from having two separate products. So I got this swing, and I could not use it for like the first month of my child's life because the cup of it is seriously like this, and it's almost like a car, like some of the car seats. So your baby sits so deep in it that their neck like ends up super crinked, and it just does not look comfortable. It does not support them. He was so tiny that it was hard to put him in something that was so deep. I ended up like putting blankets in the bottom of the hole so that he would sit up and more flat. And that being said, I didn't really use the swing, and then I didn't use the bouncer. So then that kind of took away both of those products from me. And I ended up ordering a cheap like $25 bouncer off Amazon that's super, super light that you can just carry around. And it's also like flatter so that when they sit in it, it just looks more comfortable. I used the crap out of that thing, guys, and I still use it. So having this 2-in-1 product just didn't end up working for me. And then we did start to use it as he got a little older. And every time he took a nap in it, I just thought it looked so uncomfortable. So I talked my husband into letting me purchase, lo and behold, the kind of ugly Fisher-Price swing because it had amazing reviews. And I got it, and I love it. And I just wish that I would have used it and got it from the very beginning. So it fits him so much better. It cups him really well. It has a mobile up at the top that actually spins without you having to manually spin it, because that's how the Graco one is. And along with the Graco one that you manually spin, it came off and landed on my child, which is a little terrible. And so the other one that you can manually, or that you can just push a button and go, that just is awesome because it entertains him even when he's awake and not sleeping. So yes, I will keep the Graco swing, and I think that as he gets bigger, it will fit him really well. The Fisher-Price one is a little smaller, and I don't think that he'll fit in it as long. He's 3 months old, like I said, and he's already kind of big for it. So the Graco one I'll use as he gets bigger, but I wish I would have had that Fisher-Price one from the very beginning, because as a newborn, he would have been able to use that, and it would have been so handy. So do your research, look at all the reviews. Even if it's ugly, guys, it might be the best product. So that is my tidbit on that. Another one of the products that I got, and I had looked at all these reviews and I had looked at all these YouTube videos, and one of the biggest products that a lot of people swear by is the Snoo bassinet. Now, I cannot afford the Snoo nor would I want to spend that much money on it, no matter how great it is. So I ended up getting the 4Moms bassinet that does the motion, because I thought, well, if that's what the baby likes is the motion, then we'll just go with this one. It's a little cheaper. It was $350, which is a lot of money. And I got that. And I don't totally regret purchasing this, but I really think that there was just plenty more other options that I should have and could have went with. So in the very beginning, my baby just did not like it. And I don't know if it's because he didn't like the motion, but he did not like it. So we ended up going on the Facebook yard sale site and we bought a co-sleeping pack and play. And I love that thing because having them right next to your bed and you can just see what they're doing. You can see if they're truly waking up or if they're just kind of going through some different sleep cycles. That is so nice. And to be able to just grab them, that was a game changer. So the original bassinet that I wanted was one of those co-sleeper ones, and it was way cheaper. And then I got the 4Moms bassinet. And really, realistically, I wish I would have just got that co-sleeping bassinet, or I would have just got the co-sleeping pack and play like I got. Now that he's older, he actually does like motion, and he doesn't like to sit down, and he likes swings and all of the motion. We do use it now, and now I'm just a little bit worried about, because he's getting almost to the point where he's too big for it. And now I'm a little bit worried about transitioning him back to a pack and play, because I hope that it doesn't mess up his sleep because of the fact that he's used to the motion. Now, the other thing with that bassinet is that it only stays on for 4 hours. It has a 4-hour max timer, and then it automatically shuts off, which if you end up waking up a lot in the middle of the night with your baby, then you can just reset the timer and it's no big deal. But now that he's sleeping way better throughout the night, it automatically shuts off after 4 hours, and then it's not on anyways. And in the beginning, that kind of would stir him because the motion would stop and then it would kind of wake him up. Now he does pretty well and he sleeps through it. But again, I don't know if it was worth $350. I probably would, if going back, I just wouldn't have gotten it altogether. Now, one of the other products, and I haven't actually been able to totally use this one yet because my baby is only 3 months old, but I really liked the look of the IKEA high chairs. And these are actually pretty cheap. There's like $30, and then it comes with a little pillow and a cover for the pillow. And then I went on Etsy and I bought one of the little wooden foot things for it. And I'll put up the picture of the IKEA high chair here. Now, when I got it, I was like, okay, you know, it's a little like cheaper than I was hoping, and it's really short. It's not like your traditional high chair that sits up way higher. I mean, it's small. And Jackson is 3 months old now, and you know, at 4 months we're going to be starting to introduce a little bit of baby food, and he'll be sitting in his high chair. And he is a little bit bigger baby, so when I tried to put him in it the other day with the pillow, he won't fit in it with the pillow. So I have to take the pillow out already, and I haven't even been able to use this product yet, and he's too big for it when the pillow's in it. So then when he sits in it when the pillow's not in it, it just does not look very comfortable, and I don't know how long he's even gonna fit in it without the pillow. And I tried to like take the tray off, and the tray just doesn't slide off like a traditional high chair. You have to like pop it off. And I've seen people in their YouTube videos actually break it because they were trying to pull it off and it just snapped. So even though it was cheaper and we will use it, going back, would have not purchased it. I would have just bought a traditional like Graco high chair that's bigger, that has the padding, and that the tray just slides off and on. So the last thing I'm going to tell you guys about, I also don't have a picture of, I'll insert a little clip of it because I don't think I'll be able to find it. It is a mobile that hangs above your crib. Now, I did not buy this before I had Jackson, and I don't think a mobile was something I was probably going to buy anyways, but actually I did buy it before I had Jackson, I forgot. But a friend's brother ended up having a baby. They got this mobile off Etsy, and it's like super cute. It's a little wooden one. It goes with the theme of my nursery, and they ended up getting a mobile from their sister that they wanted to use instead. So they asked me if I wanted to buy it. They paid like $60 for it off Etsy. I bought it from them for $50. And then I had to buy the mobile stand that you put on your crib. And then I bought the little musical box so that it will spin and sing too. And that's my dog, if you guys hear that. So I put this on the crib and it doesn't really stay on the crib very well. And it was heavy. And I was like, okay, this is kind of sketchy. Also, it didn't really look that great with the big hook that I had to buy. And when we put Jackson in there, I think we put him in here once and tried turning it on. And I was just so afraid that that thing was gonna fall and land on him. And it's heavy and it's like wood. So it would not be like plushy little stuffed animals if it fell on him. So I ended up taking it off the crib. I don't use it whatsoever. The crib actually looks better without it on there anyways. It was just something that I thought would be a hazard more than just entertaining for him. So between the $50 that I spent on the mobile and the mobile hook that I bought and the little musical box, I had quite a lot of money wrapped up into that, and I just don't use it at all. My baby is waking up. I see him on the monitor over there. So I'm gonna get going, guys, but thank you so much for joining me. I know a lot of these items you guys might disagree with and you might love. Again, this is like my preferences. I'm just giving you guys kind of a perspective so that you kind of know if you're going to be having a baby or if you have a baby and you're going to be purchasing some of these items. My next video will be going up on Sunday, and that will be my newborn essentials video. So a lot of the things that I absolutely loved and would totally recommend for first-time moms will be in that video. And then the video after that, or sometime after that, we're actually gonna do a Stitch Fix unboxing. Now I used to get Stitch Fix in the past, and now we're gonna do a Stitch Fix postpartum unboxing. My body doesn't look the same. I don't weigh the same. So we're gonna try that out and see if we can get a little bit of clothes that fit my new body. So anyways, guys, thanks for joining. I hope you liked the video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, comment down below anything that you guys regret buying for your baby. Or if you guys disagree with me and you like love some of these products, just drop it down below, because then people can actually read the comments and be like, okay, well, there's another perspective on the item. Thanks guys for joining me, and I'll see you in my next one.